Hey everyone, it's Dan here. Hoping you're having a great start to your week. I just wanted to take a moment to encourage you with what God has been sharing with me over the last few weeks to a month, and believing that this is going to be something that will shape the way that we do life together, and even in our own personal lives as we grow in our faith, which is actually the topic of this entire devotion, which is faith with works. And I believe that this is something that we've touched on before in our Christian life, and we believe that this is something that's important. But I'll just speak from my own personal experience that sometimes I will confuse the two, or I'll flip flop how I interpret doing these things in a practical way, because we know that we want to be faith filled and we want to be hardworking. But I feel like sometimes, even in my own life, what happens is that I end up working in hopes that God is going to do something, rather than working knowing that God is going to do something, not like this foretelling kind of thing, but really believing that the work that I'm doing is going towards the faith that has already been instilled in me to produce something because of my faith, and see it happen. And so go to a very common passage about this that we've heard about in terms of faith and works, coming out of James chapter 2 verses 14 through 18, which says, "What good is it, my brothers, if a man claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save him? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to him, 'Go, I wish you well, keep warm and well fed,' but does nothing about his physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. But someone will say, 'You have faith, I have deeds. Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith by what I do.'" And that last part is crucial. I know a lot of times, and even I just recently went out and helped one of our partnering nonprofits called the Denver Dream Center, and going out in the community and giving them all this food and things of resources they need to continue going, whether it be people in the community, whether it be other nonprofits. And it felt really good to my soul to go and do those things, and it felt really good to work and put my hand to the plow and to really kind of get out there and do something with my hands. But the reality was, I did it not because, and this is something that I've learned up to this point, I'm just doing it because I believe that God was really doing something with that food, those boxes of produce and those box of meats, to provide for the people that God wanted to feed and to clothe in those moments. And so, and the same thing happened in the past month, where this very passage was something that was testing me and how I'm going to extend my faith, whether it be in my personal life or the people around me. And so, for a lot of you, you may know that as a missionary, I have people who partner with me, and I love all of my partners and the team that is built around me to encourage me and to help me get to the places that God's called me. But at the same time, I had to have faith that God was going to make those people known to me by going and making phone calls and going and writing emails and texting people and finding referrals and doing the work that was necessary. But what I did this time around, which completely changed the way that I view my faith and how I utilize it in a practical way and live it out, is by going and doing those things because I knew that God was going to do a thing. Going out and making those phone calls because I believed that in 2 to 3 weeks, God was going to make those people clear to me, so that I could be at a place where I can continue doing ministry and everything that God's called me to do in such a short amount of time. As I've done this in the past, is very difficult, because you want to work really, really hard to make those things happen. And you look at the numbers and you think about, how am I going to make this happen in such a short amount of time? And so you work really hard thinking that, the certain percentage is going to make the partners come through at a certain time. But it was by faith that I went out and did that work. And I believe that God was putting those people in my life. So my faith produced fruit through my work. And the faith that I had propelled me to work harder, because I knew that God was going to do a thing. Instead of working hard in hopes that my faith would be built up because of my work. And that was the difference. And so in this passage, as I'm encouraged to hear that God is doing something because of my faith, not because of my work, but using my faith to propel me into doing work. And that's what I hope we can take from this passage and believe that God is doing something through our faith to extend us into the workplace, extend us into using our hands and pushing the plow in our everyday lives. And I pray that this is something that we can utilize as the jump start for some people, including myself sometimes, or the driving force to continue moving in the direction that God has because of our faith to do the work. And I pray that is encouraging to you, and I hope, again, that you have a great week. Bless you guys.